Alrighty guys, so today I will be doing a video segment on Solemn Warning and why I do not think it is as great of a card as other people make it seem. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into why I do not think Warning is as good as other trap cards, even though I still think it's a great card. Now let's think of Gorz the Emissary of Darkness. A lot of times, opponents may play a face down Warning and they have a Gorz in their hand, or they eventually draw into Gorz. Because of Warning, they have to wait for their opponent to summon a monster, then they have to pay a certain amount of life points, and then paying that amount of life points may stop their opponent from being able to bring out Gorz because now they don't have enough life points to absorb a hit. Because 2,000 is quite a bit when you think about the circumstances. Because of that, the ability to stop Gorz from coming out and the ability to be a danger to your deck during late game basically makes Solemn Warning a dead card at a lot of points of the duel. It's great to draw early game, and it's horrible to draw late game. One of the reasons why I don't use it is because it stops Gorz. Now moving on to Bottomless Trap Hole. Bottomless is often, I guess you can say, the most commonly used trap card that stops summons. And a lot of people think Bottomless is better than Warning. A lot of people think Warning is better than Bottomless. A lot of people say run both. Personally, I say just run Bottomless and run other cards, because Bottomless removes cards from play. So let's think of Rescue Rabbit as an example. Your opponent goes Rescue Rabbit, banishes Rabbit, brings out two Sabresauruses, you chain Bottomless Trap Hole, you kill both Sabresauruses, they get banished. Now, your opponent cannot use Pot of Avarice at this point in the duel to get those Logias and those Sabresauruses back into the deck in the extra deck, so basically Bottomless just killed a huge portion of their deck simply by banishing both. Even though it's a little slower, and even though Bottomless doesn't stop cards like Legendary Six Samurai Shien or Logia, it is still a great card in that sense. And in the case of Logia, you would simply banish the Sabresauruses and Logia would never come out anyways. Now, compulsory evacuation device. Very simple. You activate Mystical Space Typhoon, Heavy Storm. All of my back rows supposedly get destroyed by those cards. What I do is I simply chain compulsory evacuation device to the activation of it, and then I send your card back to the extra deck. I've noticed that it's really easy to get rid of cards that come from the extra deck than it is to stop a card that's summoned from the hand. Because an opponent has to activate certain summoning requirements just to get those monsters back. Whereas with Compulse, you just send it back to the extra deck, and with Warning, now that it's in the grave, you use Monster Boar and you bring the cards back anyways. Now, when we think about Solemn Judgment says you just pay half your life points. So if you have 50 life points, you could use Solemn Judgment. I think that makes it way better than Warning. You can use this card at any point in the duel, and not only that, you can negate the activation of spells and traps too. So, although this card might not be able to bring out Gorz, it's better than a variety of other cards out there, and I think versatility is a key to being successful in Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, my last point will be Torrential Tribute. Torrential does the exact same thing as Warning, although it doesn't negate, and it's free. So let's say your opponent is overextending with gadgets, just summoning. You activate Torrential, you kill them all. You activate Warning on a certain key card that you have to negate the activation of, and you have to pay 2,000 life points. Now, I know for certain extra deck cards, Warning may be better on, let's say, a Quasar, or if your opponent is activating, I don't know, maybe whatchamacallit, Call of the Haunted. But besides those cards, Torrential just kills everything. And then a lot of times, Torrential, because it's free, and because you won't have a card on your side of the field, you're basically just destroying your opponent's monsters anyways. It's basically kind of like a Raigeki if you think about it. So, I think Torrential's a better card than Warning simply because of the cost and because of the fact that it can destroy multiple cards. Whereas Warning would only be good against one card. So, those are my points, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day, guys.